Did you know that there's a man who actually time traveled? His name is Sergey, and he is a cosmonaut that spent 803 days in orbit around Earth. And according to Einstein's theories of relativity, Sergey has traveled right around 0.02 seconds forward in time.
In the Tonian there was no ozone, in the Cryogenian the Earth was frozen, the Ediacaran set life in motion for the Cambrian explosion. Do. Life got bigger in the Ordovician, by the Silurian you could go fishing. In the Devonian we went on a mission on land to find room for growing and wishing. Do. The Carboniferous was fantastic, for giant bugs and oil to make plastic. Permian creatures were weird but classic, and dinosaurs evolved in the mid-Triassic. Do. In the Jurassic came Stegosaurus. Whoa. T-Rex lived in the Cretaceous. No way. Roar! And they might have grown more and more when crash went the great big meteor. Do. Earth got hot in the Paleogene, for the biggest snakes you've ever seen. The ice caps formed in the Neogene, and in the Quaternary came the human beings.
Yes, urine comes from the blood. Pumpkin unrelated. Let's follow the path of water from when you drink it until when it is excreted as urine. Cup of water into the mouth, into the stomach, into your intestines. In the intestines, it gets absorbed across the intestinal walls into your body. And a large portion of that water ends up being part of the liquid fraction of your blood. Turns out your blood you can think of as two very rough parts. There's a bunch of water, and then there's a bunch of stuff dissolved in that water or immersed in that water in your blood. Why is blood red? Because there are red blood cells immersed in water in your blood. So, when your blood goes to the kidneys, a portion of the liquid fraction of your blood gets filtered out. Some of that water gets reabsorbed back into your body, some of it doesn't. The part that doesn't gets sent to your bladder to become urine. So, all of the urine that you have urinated was very recently part of the liquid fraction of your blood.
26 days ago, I put my lock in a rock tumbler, and now it's time to see if it's finally been cracked. I tried to pull it open, but even though it was really loose, it wouldn't quite budge, so I decided to give it some convincing. To my surprise, it worked perfectly and came right open. I tried pulling on it a little bit more and actually got the other side out too. I washed the internals and thought it looked pretty cool. I plopped it back in the barrel and threw it back on the rock tumbler, but I think I'm gonna switch it for something new now that the mission has been completed.
Josh is sus, I'm sus, that cat was pretty sus. Did you guys see that cat? The gummy bears are definitely sus. Let's see what happened to them. Whoa, they disappeared just like my parents. Let's take a look inside. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of having a Willy Wonka moment right now. You know what I'm talking about when they first go into the chocolate factory at the beginning of the old movie? They're tasting everything and the schnozberries taste like schnozberries, and that just looks like boogers. They are really satisfying to pick though, and they're delicious. They kind of remind me of Gushers. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hate on these, I love them. But I'm also gonna give them one more day. See you later.
What's the weirdest, still reasonable math or science question you have that you think an expert could answer? Stitch this with yours. I'll go first. If you imagine, here's the sun, and here's Earth in its orbit around the sun, and of course there are other planets, right? Who cares about those, though? And if I could just snap my fingers and make it so that there was another copy of Earth on the exact opposite part of our orbit, but it's exactly like our Earth, has the same technology, same people, clones, I don't know, whatever's going on. How long would it take us to notice that planet? What kinds of radio signals would give it away? Would we be able to see them? Like, I don't really understand how the whole observe thing works. How are we supposed to see them across the sun? And then how long would it take us to get a spaceship over there? Is that even possible? Could we just like park a spaceship in space somehow and wait for the other Earth to catch up in like 6 months? Would that be the best way to do it? I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This whole account trying to get followers and stuff, really it's just because I want someone to answer this question for me.
If your eyes contract, then you're not ready for kids.
Too long. Running my guitar through a charger.